Here's a hard truth no one likes to admit. If you don't force yourself to act, no one else will do it for you. And worse, you'll stay exactly where you are. It's not about lack of talent, bad luck, or the universe being against you. It's about a lack of decision. Think and Grow Rich wasn't written for dreamers. It was written for doers. And the brutal part? Waiting until you feel ready is the perfect excuse that keeps most people stuck in failure. Successful people don't wait for motivation. They force themselves to act, even when every part of them wants to stop. What you're about to see in this video isn't some empty motivation. It's a mental switch, and if you flip it, it'll put you on the path to real manifestation. It doesn't matter if you've tried before and failed. It doesn't matter if you doubt yourself. What matters is that now, you'll learn how to use the power of your mind, self-discipline, and positive thinking to break through the limiting beliefs that have been holding you back for years. No more almosts. No more delays. You'll finally understand why taking action is more powerful than planning, and how one single step can completely shift your reality. Let me give you a heads up. Everything you've ever wanted might be sitting on the other side of a decision you've been avoiding. And in this video, I'll show you exactly how to take that step for real, with clarity, strategy, and wisdom from the greatest minds in personal development. If you're ready to unlock your mind and step into the frequency of abundance, hang tight. The transformation starts now. A lot of people are waiting for that divine signal to finally start something, whether it's building a habit, launching a project, or chasing a long-lost dream. But here's the truth few are willing to face. Motivation isn't the starting point. It's the result of movement. Most people think they need to feel ready, excited, and pumped to take action. But anyone who truly studies personal growth and understands the power of the mind, just like Napoleon Hill taught, knows that the key is disciplined action, even when you don't feel like it. Those who manifest abundance and wealth understand that success doesn't come from waiting. It comes from doing. A success mindset is built on repeated small actions, not emotional highs. Want a simple example? Instead of waiting to feel like going to the gym, just put on your sneakers and walk to the door. That small act activates mental reprogramming. Taking that first step breaks down the invisible wall your mind builds from limiting beliefs. That's where real self-improvement begins. Clarity doesn't come before action, it's born from it. It's like driving through fog. The road only reveals itself as you move forward. Waiting for motivation is the fastest way to stay stuck in circles. This shift, from motivation to self-discipline, demands a commitment to your own personal development. A lot of people confuse discipline with rigidity, but that's not what this is about. It's about owning your goals and not depending on your mood to take action. Those who achieve professional growth, who manifest their desires and truly learn how to manifest, understand that discipline builds a stronger, more resilient version of themselves. And this daily construction activates the cycle of abundance, positive thinking, and lasting transformation. So if you've been sitting around waiting for a magical spark to get going, stop. Instead, force yourself to take a single step. Just one. Because it's in that step that the magic begins. And as you repeat this process, something powerful starts to build: confidence. And guess what? That's exactly where we're heading next. Most people think they need confidence before they can take action. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Confidence doesn't come first, it's built through action. Giants like Edison and Ford, both heavily studied by Napoleon Hill, didn't wait until they felt confident to start creating. They acted through the uncertainty. They faced their doubts head-on. And by doing so, they built the unshakable belief that they could succeed. That's exactly what led them to wealth, impact, and legacy. Anyone who understands the power of the mind and works to develop a success-driven mindset knows that confidence isn't something you're given. It's something you earn, one step at a time, one small win at a time. A practical example: you don't need to feel confident to start speaking in public. Start by sharing an idea with a close friend, then speak up in a small meeting. Over time, confidence emerges naturally. That's mental reprogramming in real time. That's how you silence limiting beliefs and unlock your manifestation potential. This is a core part of self-improvement. While others wait for the perfect moment, the real achievers, the ones who manifest abundance and live with true motivation, understand that confidence is born from habit. It's not about feeling ready. It's about creating readiness through action. Confidence doesn't live in your thoughts. It shows up in your results. And the more you act, the more your affirmations begin to make sense. Because they're no longer just words. they become lived experiences. And when you commit to acting even when you're unsure, something amazing happens. Those scary scenarios that once paralyzed you start to feel like opportunities. And even when fear shows up, you'll know exactly what to do. Speaking of fear, that old, familiar voice in your head, we're about to deal with it next. Fear is a master artist. It paints terrifying pictures in your mind, most of which never even come true. And the worst part, we believe them. Doubt becomes its loyal sidekick, whispering that you're not good enough, that you'll fail, that you're wasting your time. But those who truly study personal growth, like Napoleon Hill taught, know this: negative thinking is the greatest thief of dreams. And the only way to silence those voices is to act. Not with perfect courage, but with just enough courage to take that shaky first step. Fear feeds off hesitation. It grows in stillness. But the moment you move, even just a little, it starts to lose its grip. It's like flipping on a flashlight in a dark room. Suddenly, what seems so scary is just a pile of clothes in the corner. Want a real-life example? If you're scared of recording videos, make one just for yourself. Watch it back, then send it to a friend you trust. That's mental rewiring in action. You're telling your brain, fear doesn't run the show anymore. You're creating a new reality. So many people want to manifest wealth, success, a new career, a better life, but they freeze at the first sign of discomfort. The truth is, fear can only be defeated with exposure and practice. Self-discipline means showing up even with a knot in your stomach, even when your mind is screaming with doubt. That's how real growth happens. It's not about erasing fear, it's about learning to move forward with it. The real power of the mind shows up when you act with faith, even without a guarantee. And that's when affirmations stop being theory and start fueling your fire. But there's a trap that always walks hand in hand with fear, one that ruins more dreams than failure ever could. I'm talking about procrastination. That sneaky voice that says, I'll do it later, maybe tomorrow. I'll deal with it after one more scroll. But that later, it steals your future. Let's tackle it now. Procrastination is sneaky. It shows up disguised as well-deserved rest, perfectionism, or the classic just 5 more minutes. But in reality, it robs you of the 2 most valuable things you have: time and potential. Napoleon Hill warned that the habit of delay is the graveyard of dreams. And if you're serious about personal growth, professional development, and building a success-driven mindset, you need to recognize that waiting for the perfect time is one of the most paralyzing, limiting beliefs there is. Real change begins the moment you stop waiting to feel like it and simply start. One of the most powerful yet simple tools you can use is the 5-minute rule. When resistance kicks in, just tell yourself, I'll do it for 5 minutes. That's it. And start. It might sound silly, but it works like magic. Your brain shifts from passive mode into active mode. What felt heavy turns into momentum. Want examples? Read 1 chapter of a self-help book for 5 minutes, like Think and Grow Rich. Or spend 5 minutes writing down your goals for manifestation and abundance. Just these small actions begin rewiring your brain and breaking the procrastination loop. Here's the truth: progress always beats perfection. Waiting until you're ready is just another clever excuse created by negative thinking. Self-improvement comes from doing, even if you do it poorly at first. The more you act, the better you get. The better you get, the more confident you become. And before you know it, motivation returns, positive thinking gets stronger, and that feeling of being stuck starts to fade. Procrastination only survives when you give it space. But the very first step, no matter how small, is what activates real change and gets manifestation flowing again. So next time you feel that urge to delay, challenge yourself. Grab your notebook, write down 3 clear goals, say 3 affirmations for wealth and abundance out loud, or just get up and move. That tiny action can shift your entire day. And if this video is helping you so far, do me a favor, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. That's how YouTube knows this content matters, and it ensures you don't miss the next videos that are going to take you even deeper into this transformation journey. Now, if you're serious about winning this internal battle, there's one powerful ally you'll need by your side: self-discipline. Let's dive into it. Self-discipline is the real superpower for anyone serious about changing their life. It's not glamorous. There's no applause. And most days, it's not even comfortable. But it's what builds empires. Napoleon Hill spoke about this with clarity. He who masters himself masters the world. And that kind of mastery doesn't happen overnight. It happens quietly, in the everyday moments where you choose to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. Personal growth, mental reprogramming, and self-improvement all depend on one daily decision: act or avoid. And only those who choose action reap the rewards of abundance and manifestation. Being disciplined doesn't mean becoming a robot or being rigid. It means building a mental structure strong enough to hold your dreams. For example, wake up 30 minutes earlier to write down your goals, repeat positive affirmations, and visualize the life you want. These daily rituals are how you shape a success mindset. It's where you start breaking free from limiting beliefs. Discipline is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. And over time, what once felt hard starts to feel natural, even enjoyable. But here's the thing: discipline requires patience. You're going to slip. You'll forget, feel lazy, feel doubt creeping in. That's all part of the process. The key is to always come back. Motivation fades, but discipline puts down roots. A good habit to start: create your own power routine. Pick 3 small actions you'll repeat every day. Maybe 10 minutes of meditation, writing down 5 things you're grateful for, and reading 20 minutes of a self-help or personal development book. These acts aren't huge, but they stack, and they rewire your mind for abundance. This kind of consistency is what creates real momentum. And trust me, every act of discipline brings you one step closer to the life you're trying to manifest. But sometimes life hits hard, and when it does, pain shows up. What most people don't realize is, pain can either break you or build you. And when you learn how to use it right, pain becomes your greatest fuel. Let's talk about that next. Pain is scary. It tightens your chest, clouds your thinking, makes you want to give up. But those who truly experience deep personal growth know the truth. Pain is one of life's greatest teachers. Napoleon Hill didn't ignore this. He taught that every adversity carries within it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. It's in the pain that inner revolutions are born. People who today live in abundance and wealth, they've all walked through darkness, but instead of letting it destroy them, they used it as fuel to become unshakable. So how do you do that in real life? Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What is this trying to teach me?" That one shift changes everything. Imagine someone who just lost their job. That could feel like the end, or it could be the beginning of a new chapter. Launching a business, studying finance, diving into personal growth, learning how to manifest new opportunities. The same pain that paralyzes can also awaken you. It all depends on what you do with it. That's what mental reprogramming is, giving new meaning to old feelings. Self-discipline plays a huge role here too, because using pain as fuel doesn't happen by accident. It takes intention, awareness, and practice. Think about some of the greatest names in history. How many of them went through massive setbacks before becoming legends? Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. Every failure hurt, but he used that pain to persist. That's personal development in its purest form. That mindset, that fire, is what activates the power of the mind and opens the door to manifestation on a whole new level. So if you're going through a hard moment right now, remember this. It could be the fire that forges your next version. Let the pain shape you, not shatter you. Let it be a reminder of where you never want to go back to. And with that clarity, it becomes easier to take your next step, setting clear goals. Let's break that down now. Vague goals create vague results. And this is one of the biggest mistakes people make when starting their personal development journey. They say things like, "I want to be rich," "I want to succeed," or "I just want to live well," but they never define what that actually means in real terms. Napoleon Hill was crystal clear about this in Think and Grow Rich. You must be specific. Want to attract wealth? How much exactly? By when? Through what vehicle? Clear goals activate the power of the mind because they give your brain a target. And where there's a target, there's direction. And with direction comes manifestation. If you don't already have the habit of writing down your goals, start today. Grab a notebook or open a blank document and write your objectives in a way that is specific, measurable, and time-bound. For example, I want to earn $5,000 a month from my online business by December. That alone brings clarity and allows you to reverse engineer a real plan. And every step you take reinforces your self-discipline and success mindset. Personal growth is built on small goals that become big wins. This is how you start reprogramming your mind for the life you want. And don't just set goals, track them. Take one moment each week to review your progress, celebrate what moved forward, and adjust what didn't. This creates real motivation, because you can actually see your growth. And if something's off track, it's not a reason to beat yourself up, it's just feedback. An opportunity to tweak the path. That alone fuels positive thinking and smashes the limiting belief that says, you're not capable. Every inch of progress, no matter how small, reinforces your personal and professional development. With clear goals, you stop wandering in circles and start walking a straight path toward abundance. Your mind knows what to focus on. Your energy becomes more aligned, and your results show up faster. But there's something even more important than setting goals, and that's building the mindset to carry them through, no matter what. Let's talk about building an unbreakable mindset. The mind is the battlefield where most people lose the war before it even begins. But it's also the place where victory is built. The difference? It's all in how you interpret failure, setbacks, and delays. Napoleon Hill strongly believed that failure is never an endpoint, it's a stepping stone. And it's that exact mindset that forms an unbreakable mental foundation. If you want to grow, manifest abundance, and truly change your life, you have to protect your mind from negative thinking. Because believe me, it will try to creep in. People with a growth mindset don't let failure define them. They extract the lesson, recalibrate, and keep going. That's real mental reprogramming in action. You know those days where everything seems to go wrong? A strong mind sees that as a call to reinvent. Here's a practical example. Lose a source of income? Instead of spiraling into fear, someone with an unbreakable mindset will invest in learning new skills, dive into professional development books, or start a new side hustle. That's where self-improvement becomes transformation. The key is feeding your mind the right input. Be careful what you consume daily. Social media, conversations, news, all of it shapes your inner world. Start your mornings with affirmations of abundance. Listen to self-help audio. Read authors like Napoleon Hill. Practice gratitude out loud. These habits strengthen your energy field and awaken the power of your mind. The more you align with empowering thoughts, the more your success mindset becomes second nature. And as your belief grows, the universe starts to respond accordingly. But here's the truth. No one grows alone. Even the strongest mind needs the right environment. Because no matter how resilient you become, your surroundings can either accelerate your progress or quietly destroy it. That's why next, we're going to talk about one of the most overlooked tools of manifestation, your circle. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And that's not just a catchy quote, it's a powerful law in the world of personal growth. Napoleon Hill made it clear. Your environment shapes your thoughts, your decisions, and ultimately your results. If you're surrounded by people who complain, procrastinate, and feed into negative thinking, it's only a matter of time before you absorb that energy. But if your circle is made up of people who seek growth, invest in professional development, and believe in the power of the mind, your own standard naturally rises. It's like riding a bike with a group that's faster than you. At first, you fall behind, but eventually their pace becomes your pace. Want something practical? Join reading groups focused on personal development. Follow mindset mentors. Watch videos on mental reprogramming. Connect with online communities that talk about manifestation and abundance. Immersing yourself in that kind of environment challenges you. It stretches you. It forces you out of your comfort zone. And slowly you begin to think, act, and make decisions like a winner. The energy around you shapes the way you see yourself. When you're surrounded by people who value discipline, clear goals, and consistent action, it becomes second nature to live that way too. That strengthens your affirmations, breaks through limiting beliefs, and activates your manifestation power. You stop thinking you're too much for wanting more out of life, and start realizing that thinking big is just the baseline. Your circle can be the spark that launches your growth, or the silent hand holding you back without you even noticing. So take a look around. Whose voices are you listening to the most? Are they inspiring you or draining you? Are they elevating your mindset or anchoring it? Because time is moving. And if you're serious about rewiring your mind and creating your dream life, you'll need a strong team walking with you. And speaking of time, it's your most valuable resource. The way you manage it will determine whether you manifest your goals or keep putting them off. Let's get into that now. Everyone has the same 24 hours. The difference lies in what each person does with them. While some use that time to build wealth, grow personally, and expand the power of their mind, others waste it with distractions, procrastination, and random decision-making. Napoleon Hill emphasized this over and over. Time, once lost, never comes back. And if you're aiming to build a success mindset, You must understand this. Mastering your time is mastering your life. Without it, there's no consistent manifestation, no professional growth, and no solid self-discipline. Managing your time isn't just about making to-do lists. It's about gaining clarity on what truly matters. Try this simple daily practice. Ask yourself, what are the 3 most impactful actions I can take today to move closer to my goals? Write them down, make them non-negotiable, and eliminate distractions, mindless scrolling, gossip, unnecessary TV. Every minute wasted is one less brick in the foundation of your abundant future. Use simple tools like a planner, Google Calendar, or the Pomodoro technique to keep your focus sharp. This is how you turn intentions into tangible results. Another powerful mindset shift. Turn idle time into growth time. Stuck in traffic? Listen to an audiobook on personal development. Doing chores? Repeat your affirmations out loud. Standing in line? Read a few pages from Outwitting the Devil. Every moment can become a portal to growth if you choose to use it that way. Time isn't your enemy. It's your most loyal ally, but only if you take control of it. The truth is, manifestation takes root in the soil of well-used time. And once you begin mastering your time, something powerful happens. You gain clarity. You gain direction. You feel lighter. But here's something we can't avoid, no matter how disciplined or focused we are: failure. And what if I told you failure isn't what you think it is? What if it's not the end, but a hidden gift? Let's find out next. Failure. Just the word makes most people flinch. But what if I told you that failure is actually a hidden guide? Napoleon Hill taught that every failure carries within it the seed of an equal or greater success. The problem is, most of us were conditioned to see failure as something shameful, something to avoid at all costs. But anyone deeply rooted in personal development knows failure isn't the end. It's just part of the process. It's a tool, a brutally honest feedback mechanism that reveals what didn't work and what can work if you adjust. Imagine someone trying to manifest a new income stream. They launch a project and nothing goes as planned. The average response? Give up, shut down, go back to the comfort zone. But someone with a success mindset sees it differently. What did I learn? What can I improve for next time? Edison, before inventing the light bulb, failed over 1,000 times. But every attempt refined his process. That's mental reprogramming in motion. That's the power of the mind turning failure into a ladder, not a wall. Accepting failure as part of the journey is liberating. Once you stop fearing it, you start moving with greater courage. Limiting beliefs start to fade. Negative thinking loses its grip. And motivation doesn't die with failure, it gets renewed. Professional development and self-improvement deepen with each setback. Failure forces you to reflect, to adjust your strategy, to strengthen your discipline. It's like a mirror that, if you dare to look, shows you the next right move. So if you've fallen, good. That means you're moving. Only those who try can fail. And only those who fail can grow enough to win. But to make that leap, to shift failure into fuel, there's something you absolutely must do: decide. Decide firmly. Decide internally. Decide once and for all. And that's exactly what we're talking about next. There comes a moment in everyone's life when everything changes. And that moment isn't dramatic. It's not flashy. It's quiet, almost invisible. It's the moment when, right in the middle of doubt, chaos, or emotional numbness, you finally decide to act. Napoleon Hill called this the invisible turning point. It's when you stop waiting for motivation, perfect conditions, or outside validation, and simply choose to move. That inner decision is what activates the engine of manifestation. And from that moment forward, personal growth accelerates, mental reprogramming deepens, and positive thinking becomes your new default. This choice doesn't have to be epic. Sometimes it's as simple as getting out of bed earlier, opening a self-help book, recording that first video, enrolling in that online course, or cutting off a toxic connection. These small actions, the ones that seem insignificant, are the ones that rewrite your reality. That's where self-discipline is born. And from that energy, abundance begins to flow. The power of the mind kicks in at full capacity the moment you stop waiting and start building. Even if you begin with shaky steps. There is no perfect moment. The right time is the one you choose. And that time could be now. Deciding to act is like pressing the launch button on the life you want to manifest. Even if things around you don't look ideal, your decision begins to shift the environment. It's a leap of faith, yes, but it's also a calculated step. Motivation, confidence, and results all come after. What comes first is the decision. And that decision requires courage, focus, and the strength to let go of limiting beliefs still trying to hold you back. So, what are you going to do with everything you just heard? Are you going to save it for later? Wait to feel ready? Or are you going to decide, right now, that this is the moment you take your life back? The choice is yours. But remember, life doesn't wait. And every minute that passes, you're either getting closer or further from the life you were meant to live. Now that you have this powerful knowledge in your hands, the real question is, what are you going to do with it? Will you watch another video and slide back into your usual routine? Or will you actually apply it? Because understanding everything about self-discipline, personal growth, and the power of the mind is only half the path. The other half is action. You're just one decision away from completely transforming your reality. And that decision, it only depends on one person, you. So what decision do you need to make today? What have you been putting off because of fear, doubt, or procrastination? The universe doesn't respond to intention, it responds to movement. That's why you have to force yourself to act, even when you're scared, even when you're uncertain. Because it's in that moment that you reprogram your mind, destroy limiting beliefs, and shift into the frequency of manifestation and abundance. No one's coming to save you, but you. You can rise. And if this video hit you in any way, drop a comment and tell me, what part struck you the most? Let's keep the conversation going. I want to know what it awakened inside you. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications so you never miss content like this. Content that pushes you, lifts you, and pulls you closer to the life you deserve. See that video popping up on your screen right now? I picked it especially for you. It could help you in a big way. Go ahead and click it.